Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Today I want to talk about Marvel Snap and what we can learn from it, what Splinterlands can learn from it as we move forward in the development for our amazing blockchain-based video game. I think Snap is doing something and lots of things really, really well. Roughly 200 cards apparently with 1,100 variants. Those are skins from a Splinterlands perspective. And I think that's 5 or 6 skins per every single card that exists. And I think, why can't Splinterlands do this? Wouldn't that drive a new excitement from the player base? If one, you could earn cool skins that were super rare from just playing, but also give us an opportunity to buy them. Give us an opportunity to buy loot chests that might produce them. I'm thinking something entirely different than what we already exist. It would be an addition to our existing economy. And then you almost certainly have to bring in season passes into this. So we're definitely talking season pass in this one. But I think as we look to a successful game like Marvel Snap, we can learn things. And I think season pass is part of it. But I also think loot chests with one-of-one options. That's a comment that we're going to speak to here from Charles. And Charles dropped an amazing comment. Thank you, Charles. And so guys, without further ado, let's get into it. We're talking Marvel Snap, we're talking season passes, we're talking improving Splinterlands, the rewards that we receive for our time and attention. Okay, bye for now. To speak to one comment from one questioner left on the channel earlier, speaking about how Splinterlands could capitalize on some of the energy and the approach that Snap has utilized. Specifically, the comment was from Charles, and he said, I collect Marvel and TCG cards also. The Splinterlands team might consider special cards like one-of-one and parallel cards such as 1 of 10 or 1 of 100, etc., pulled from packs. People tend to buy tons of packs chasing these rare cards. And so I want to talk about that question. I also want to talk about the value of all of the variants that I've been able to glean from other YouTube sources. And I want to speak about what that means for a game like Splinterlands, because I think there's some transfer. I think there's some takeaways that we can grab onto. So thanks, Charles, for the comment. Before we go any further, I got to say shout out to Splintercoach. Splintercoach is a website that will track your personalized battle history. Tells you how often you win, how often you lose, when you win and when you lose in different rule sets and mana caps. That information is both fun to look at as well as powerful as a resource to help you get better and extract more reward for your time and attention. For $5 a month, you can have access to this tool. Check it out, splintercoach.com. And okay, so I already read the question. Charles, thanks for the comment. I think it's really interesting to think through. As soon as I read that, I thought, wow, why don't we put one-of-ones and super ultra rare cards that are, and you might want cards with certain utility that have like a literal one-of-one monster with abilities and stats that are one of one. How crazy would that be? I know what you're thinking already. That would suck if you didn't get it and somebody else had some amazing overpowered card that you could never access. I hear you, I understand, but tell me that wouldn't excite you into buying more packs. There's a salty community who will be disappointed when they don't get it, but there's an excited community, far bigger in size, I would think, that would be so eager to chase that down. I'm thinking like Willy Wonka style, where the golden ticket is inside the chocolate bars and the world goes crazy chasing after packs and packs, boxes and boxes of this chocolate just for the purpose of seeing whether you get one. Now, that's one idea and one response to Charles' comment, but it wouldn't necessarily have to be a useful utility-based card. It wouldn't have to necessarily have stats and abilities, the sort of card that you could use that is one of one. Like picture a Diamond Dragon, but literally only one copy. Okay, that would be really cool, and that might make sense. And I'm even willing to have another conversation maybe with somebody on the channel or in the comment section as you guys comment on this part of the video, and maybe debate this a bit, because I think there might be justification for literally having one-of-one cards. And I think that could be okay. In fact, I believe it would be exciting and it would drive sales. However, I'm not going to defend that point right now. I'm going to simply move on and say it wouldn't have to have stats. That were one-of-one. It could be a card that is common already that has a new skin. And that skin or variant could be one-of-one, meaning, you on the Diamond Dragon, you now have a one-of-one skin. No one else can have that. And you could imagine printing dozens of those, maybe hundreds. Like I said, with Snap, apparently there's a couple hundred cards, but then there's, 5 times, 6 times as many variants, meaning again, skins. So what if every card in Splinterlands had 5 or 6 skins? And you might say, oh, I don't have Diamond Dragon. But again, what if every single card had 5 or 6 skins? That's what we're talking about. And with Chaos Legion, most of you who are watching this channel will have either a full or a significant Chaos Legion pack because you've been here through that season of this game. And so, you know, when we talk about skins, these are probably ones you would be excited to receive. You are going to have these cards and you would be eager to see some of these cards that you really enjoy playing with and you value. If you had 1 of 1 skins for Adelaide Brightwing or Uriel the Purifier or Yonker Yasik, that would be rad. And people would chase after that. So what are we talking about here? Because if we're talking about skins in the packs, you know, we're not necessarily talking about Chaos Legion packs. We're not talking about Rift Watcher packs. We're not talking about Rebellion packs. We're not probably talking about mini set packs. We're talking about something new that would be a type of pack that isn't just a card pack. It might be a pack it might be a chest that includes cards. It also could include some sort of in-game token that allows you to buy more of these chests. It could also include, I would say, some sort of titles would be an interesting contribution. So we're starting to move away from a conversation around in-game utility and more of in-game, you know, bragging rights, really distinctions between accounts. Hey, you have that skin. Wow, you have that title. That was only given away in 2023 during the first booster packs that were available with the, you know, the airdrops or so. And I'm thinking tie this all to a season pass. So season pass comes in and there's a value associated with that. There's an income source to the team. And then that generates both a justification for the ongoing efforts that pour into these new skin creations, because you've got this revenue stream that's literally coming to you because people are eager to see these sorts of bonuses. And so revenue stream, and that justifies the time and attention of the devs and the artists and the, you know, the lore writers, etc. And so but unlike Marvel Snap, I'm talking all NFTs. These are not avatars. I don't even really love titles, but you could theoretically do titles and even avatars. You know, we've talked about how we could change our avatar, and we can, I think, now, but you can, let's see, it's still pretty limited. One day we will be able to put your own Rooney in there. And what if there was an increasing number of really cool, specialized modern art? These are old and these are not particularly impressive. And I'm not trying to be, you know, salty. I'm just trying to spicy. I'm just trying to say, you know, this is pretty old school. Like we could do better. So those sorts of things absolutely would sell to a certain audience. And I think the audience that's still here would definitely pursue this. Now, would it sell out immediately? Would it be the sort of thing where it would, you know, people would just ape in? I doubt it, but it would be a constant revenue source. It would, especially when you tie it to a season pass. There's this ongoing revenue stream out of that, but then the season pass isn't going to give you every one of the things I'm referring to, all of these skins. It's going to give you, essentially, it opens a door that you can walk into where you're going to have certain access to that, meaning you're going to get some, call it, you know, gold tokens, and those gold tokens, and I'm probably not thinking credits. I'm not thinking DC. I'm not thinking shards. I'm thinking some other currency. And before you say that's too many currencies, games like Snap have like 5 or 6 too. Apex Legends, this is super common. Complex economies exist in games of this nature. And so I don't think so, but create like a new gold token. The gold token can drop inside of these chests. You can earn maybe one of these chests a day playing the game. Again, the cards or the assets in them are superficial or, you know, visually impressive, but they're not in-game utility. But I do think you could have some in-game utility in there too. They might be super rare, but I think that would be exciting. That would drive eyeballs and sales. And then you would rotate through these across months or seasons. It might be every month. It might be every 3 months, but you would get an addition of these chests. And I'm not talking, again, I'm thinking something entirely new. It's not just these chests that contain cards. It's something more like a chest that might include skins, avatars, titles for your game, in-game gold. And the gold, again, is a new type of token within the game that allows you to maybe buy more of these chests. And then, of course, there'd be a US dollar to gold right? Just like you can with credits, there'd be a system set up where you could buy the in-game token, which would enable you to buy the chests. And so I guess we could use credits theoretically, but I do think maybe this might be best justified or utilized or wrapped into a new token that's not a traditional cryptocurrency. It's simply for that in-game season pass benefit. You would earn some of them when you achieve your dailies. Think about dailies too, because we've talked about this before, but I'll refresh you. When we want people playing this game more, do we, people complain that 24 battles a day is not enough. That's one point of complaint. I know you can buy more credits, battle energy using DEC, but not everybody wants to do that. Why are we sending away players? If they want to be here playing the game all day long, let's let them do that. We need to create ways. This sort of season pass where there's daily achievable content. I mean, goals that you reach out and again, I've spoken about this before, so I won't beat it at a horse, but imagine you have to win 3 battles with snipe, you have to win 5 battles with sneak, you have to win 6 battles with, death, etc. And that might be just today, and then tomorrow is entirely fresh. In Snap, what you'll see is that, and I don't play Snap, so this is from content and online research I've been able to find, but from Snap, you might be able to accumulate enough in-game tokens from just your time and attention that would allow you to buy one of these chests. And they have gold chests, and they have rare chests, and they have bundle variants, and they also have ultimate variants, and there's different ways you would get each of those. Some of those are you have to be there playing the game at the right time in the right season. At other times you have to buy a certain bundle. At other times you just buy gold chests or you buy rare chests, etc. And they might drop in those, or they might not. You might get something really basic, and there'd probably be certain thresholds, like you're guaranteed 1 rare or whatever inside. Just like we have 4 commons and 1 rare is what you're expecting in a pack. It would be something like that, basic expectations within each pack, and you can theoretically buy more of the gold in order to buy more of these packs, but you can absolutely earn them for free through time and attention. So it would be very in keeping with what Splinterlands is already trying to build. It would just be a new sort of focus on attracting a certain existing player base that's already thriving, that already works, that already loves this sort of system and these mechanics. Yes, they have a sort of a built-in fan base who love their IP, and that's not our IP. I'll grant you that. But I'm saying this is definitely a great and wise move. We already have the staff that could, print out variants. Even guys, like fan variants could be a thing that you do. You could have seasons where you have contests and they might not. You might think at first that sort of content would end up not being impressive. First of all, I think you're wrong. Second of all, if it wasn't impressive, even still, it would be really cool to have rare variants that were only yours during a season of this game, during a part of this game's history when skins were being handed out that were fan made and that are 1 of 1 or 1 of 100 or something super rare like that. I think this is absolutely directly applicable to what our game is already and what it could be in the future. And let's finish here. Man, apparently, like I said, about 200 base cards in that game, about 1,100 variants after everything's considered. People do want them. I mean, they take the same card and they just turn it, anime style, and then they turn it, cartoon style, and then they do it 8-bit graphics, and then they do it, summer themed. And so there's like the artist has fun with it, and they say they set a theme for, let's say, June of 2023, and the artist would grab 50 cards, 10, like we have probably, we have way more than 200 cards. I don't actually know how many cards we have, but we have something like 50, 100. We probably have 400, 500 different cards, but you could grab 25 of them or 10 of them or something like that every month and draw a new skin in one theme. And in summertime now, we could do a summer theme, create 10 new skins, and it would be Lyra the Dark, but instead of this vibe, it would be, a summer. I would think it's just like it'd be a thing you'd almost, how do I say that? It would be like a layer of art upon the existing art. Or you could just generate a fresh new Lyra skin. I mean, however they do it in the existing mechanisms, because they do have a mechanism to do skins. You know, I know it's just mostly for the oldies, but this is Giant Rock, the Splinter Storm skin, and then they have a default. And the Splinter Storm is way cooler. It looks more detailed, more realistic. This is more cartoony. And you can switch whenever you want. Absolutely, this is possible. Absolutely. 10 of them a month, or, you know, 20 of them every 3 months or something like that. I don't know what the resources of the team would really permit at this moment, but I can tell you this would draw eyeballs. And I know for a fact, even from my own, you know, interest sake, that this would drive interest in new packs. And again, if you keep these niche, I'm not talking millions of these gold loot chests or these rare chests or these bundle packs. I'm saying for 3 weeks, for 1 week, for 2 weeks, for, you know, for a season, we're offering this and then never again. And so, you know, if they don't sell, they don't sell. But you've done what? You created 10 new skins for 10 new cards. I think that's manageable. Plus, remember, this would be tied into a season pass experience and the cost associated with. So it's going to both incentivize the team's redirection of assets so that this can be an ongoing thing, but it's also going to show the team that there's financial interest in seeing these sorts of non-financial, non-utilitarian additions to the game. And I think there is. I think there would be. I think, you know, with Snap, we see success in that respect, and I think we would see it too. Again, would it be this massive overnight? You'd sell millions of these packs? No. But it's going to drive enough that it's going to be, and it's going to make the game feel fresh too. You're going to see new skins popping up again in your opponent's on your feed when you're battling against your opponent. You're gonna think, wow, that's pretty cool, and you're gonna be curious at times to pop in and just see the different new skins. And there'd be blog posts about John and Jane and Jimmy are all creating X, Y, and Z artwork, and these are fan submissions, and we're voting on. So there'd be more attention and eyeballs and contributions from, like, not just Splinterlands community, but probably the Hive community who'd want to be blogging about this stuff. So I think this is I've been an advocate for the season pass for a while, and they've already said that they want to do it. I feel as though when we look at what Marvel Snap is, and we remember this comment that Charles left, you know, you could create one-of-one assets that would be super exciting to seek after, and it wouldn't have to be utilitarian. But I do, again, think they could be. And I know you're going to say that's unfair if they get it and I don't get it, and I think you're wrong. I think that's the excitement of it. It's the absolute rarity, sending you chasing after buying more of them. And yes, it can have functionality, but it's okay too if it didn't. And we just went art way. I think that's a win too. But this needs to get off the ground. The season pass has to happen, and something like what Marvel Snap has captured in the context of these, you know, these quote unquote variants. Obviously, it's desirable. People love it. So let's make it happen. We've been talking about this for months, and I know land is huge, and I know that's been delayed, and I know there's other things too, but to me, this feels like, it feels easy. And maybe I don't fully understand what that would entail, but it feels easy. So I would love to see this. I'd love to see what your comments are going to be about this. Guys, thanks a lot for your time and attention. Thank you for enjoying the videos, for liking and subscribing. I hope you have an amazing day. God bless.